Hi, I'm going to answer a question today. The question, I'm going to read it to you, is from a gentleman on YouTube called Baldo Butzi. I hope I've got your name right, Baldo. I have a question to you, Nick, that I want your opinion on. How do I make people work hard to get in better shape? The common thing I face every day is when I tell them it takes hard work to get results, and they turn me down. How can I trick them into the love of hard work? Now, I've chosen to answer this question because I think this is a great question. I think it's a question that all personal trainers, I'll just adjust my computer there, and this is a question that all personal trainers, if they're good, are going to face. I also think, for all those of you watching who are not personal trainers, the mental games that you're going to play here to help you get the results that you want to get, if you want to make a dramatic change, you need to know why you're doing it. So, if you look, I'm going to make a guess here about how Baldo approaches things when a client comes to him. If a client comes to you, I'm looking at the question rather than reading an answer. If a client comes to you, you have to tell them it's going to be hard work to get results. I do not feel, forget, of course, primary things, basically it's this. You have to be ethical, because if you're not ethical, you're going to get found out. Forget, you may have no morals, right? We've all got our own morality. I'm the sort of person, sadly this is rare. I like to think if I say I'm going to do something, I'll do it, and I like to think that my word means something. That's just me, right? Not everybody is that way. We all have different levels of morality. That's not for me to judge on a YouTube video. But if we're talking about how best to attract clients, I always say this, I've said this to you before in other videos, you need to remember, if they're paying for personal training, the chances are they've got reasonable expendable income. They are not stupid. And you should always treat people as if they're intelligent. Don't underestimate people's intelligence, just as a general life lesson. What does that mean? It means treat people ethically, because you will get found out if you don't. A good saying, I've digressed already, a good saying is undersell and overdeliver. I believe in selling. If you can't sell yourself properly as a personal trainer, why would anybody else listen to you? They wouldn't, would they? Right? You've got to believe in yourself, because again, being a good personal trainer is so much more than a dry knowledge of the facts necessary to get somebody in shape. It's so much more. It's like an artisan craft. You have your academic book learning, you have your experience, and then there's also, I feel, some sort of innate ability as well. And part of that is belief, self-belief, because if you don't believe in yourself, your client won't believe in you. To go back to Baldo's question, what is really, really, really important is to not try. First of all, yes, you've got to tell them it's going to be hard. I suspect from what Baldo tells us that the first thing he says, because there's a picture of his physique, he's got a tremendous physique on YouTube, there's tremendous physique, probably a little bit intimidating to some people. Now, I suspect that the first thing that Baldo does, he lays it on the line. It's going to be tough. I'm not one of these bullshit pansy trainers who's going to put you on a power plate. I'm not going to stand next to you while you go on the treadmill and talk to you. I'm not here to be your friend. These are all messages that are 100% valid if they fit you and your style. 100% valid. But if you hit somebody with a message like that from the beginning, that's the first thing, it's the primary thing that's going to be in their head, isn't it? The first thing that you should talk about, the first thing that you should get a client to contemplate, and the first thing that you should contemplate before starting your diet, starting your training regime, or when the going gets tough, is not, fuck me, this is going to be hard. Okay? Because we're human beings, and unless you are a masochist, we don't want pain, we don't want sacrifice. If I told you I can give you a magic pill that doesn't hurt your health and gets you in shape in a week, or I can say it's going to take 6 months of graft, discipline, dedication, and sacrifice, how many people are going to take the pill, and how many people are going to go, oh yeah, I want the 6 months of graft? How many people want to be told, well, you know, you're going to have to, you can go out with your friends occasionally, but you know, you've been getting drunk once or twice a week, you can't do that anymore, stop smoking, McDonald's no, plan ahead with your food. People don't want to hear that, right? Busy people with busy lives, not super hungry, dedicated, wannabe professional athletes, bodybuilders, whatever it may be. Normal people, they want convenience, understandably. It's why one of the things that we try to do is to be as efficient as possible with the advice that we give to get people where they want to be as quickly as possible. If you start by saying, it's really tough, I need you to be really disciplined, if you're not disciplined, forget it, you're going to put off, right, a lot of people who otherwise you would attract. You need a filter system, okay? A filter system is good because you don't want to be stuck with that client. We've all had them, who talks big and then, I mean, really, you know. I once had a guy who talked big, wanted to hire me as his private personal trainer, didn't want to pay the money, but in his first email said he was a multimillionaire having sold two technology businesses. So, you know, you got the impression he was a bit of a prick from the start. First session in, real baby steps. Second session in, he was just training like a, you know, my 3-year-old daughter has got bigger balls than him. Second session in, a little bit more. I said, okay, I'm going to make you feel some pain. I want you to understand what the burn is like without you feeling nauseous, because you couldn't tolerate anything that was, you know, going to elevate his lactate levels too much. So I just gave him, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 reps of bodyweight standing calf raises. He was tight as well, so it's stretch, you know, the usual thing. And I said, you're going to be sore tomorrow from this. Right? I want you to know beforehand, you're going to be very sore. Well, we didn't hear from him for 3 or 4 days, and then the next thing we knew, we got a message saying that he'd spent 3 days in a wheelchair because he couldn't walk properly. Right? I'm not exaggerating, I'm not joking. These are the clients that you want to get rid of. We got rid of him pretty much straight away after that one more session, and it was just, you know, it was awful. It was awful because he had unrealistic expectations and wasn't prepared to put the effort in. So what you need is this. You need to warn people what it's going to be about. You need to let them know, right? I'm a serious trainer. You're not coming with me, right, to read the newspaper in between sets. We're not going to have a latte halfway through your workout, right? I'm not your towel carrier. These are the things that you want to communicate. But it's not the first thing you want to communicate, is it? The first thing you want to communicate is you want to get people excited. Excitement raises our dopamine levels. Excitement raises every part of, let me press the camera here. Excitement raises every, you know, positive feeling in our body. An excitement for what is going to come. Excitement for the results that I can potentially achieve. That's a killer, right? When you're excited for the results that you can achieve, when you've got something sparking inside your head that says, oh, I can do, you know, wow, I can envisage this step-by-step process and I can see myself here. You can achieve greatness, right? If you think about this in your own life, anything you've achieved in your own life, you've probably had some sort of vision of it first. And that vision has got you excited and it's taking you through the tough times. So the first thing you have to do is give people the vision. You give them the vision and then you need to work out realistic expectations, because if you come to me and you say, I am 30% body fat, I want to look like, you know, one of UP's trainers, David Godfrey, I want to be on the cover of Men's Fitness, Men's Health, blah, 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 he's done both. You have to say, you need we don't know if you've got the genetic raw material. We have to say, you're going to be very, very lucky to have that aesthetic appeal. And then we have to say, you're 30%, we need you to be 8%, you've got 22% body fat to lose. This is going to take you time. You've said you can only train twice a week, and you travel for a week, and you go to you go to a party island 1 week every month in the summer. Okay, forget it. You can't put the effort in. You can't put the effort in. If you can put the effort in, then we can manage expectations accordingly. So the first thing that you need to do with clients, if you're putting clients off, and if you're putting yourself off, right? This is not about personal trainers. If you're putting yourself off, going, oh, I want to look like this, but I'm not prepared to work. Forget about the work bit for a bit and think about what you want to achieve. Get that excitement going about what you can achieve. Once you've got that excitement, then you need to discuss with the client the realities of what it's about. Because the worst thing in the world for you as a trainer and as the person as a client, and for you just as a normal person going about a new regime, the worst thing in the world is to get into it and it's not the right fit. You've mucked up the expectations. You've bitten off more than you can chew. That demoralizes you, and that's one of the reasons why you have there's people who yo-yo diet and everything else. You need something that's going to work. My final point, and it's a total digression. These chumps who say, oh, 6-week programs, 12-week programs, they're unsustainable, blah blah blah. They're also the same chumps who do physique competitions. A lot of them. Go figure the level of the lack of self-awareness from these people. A 12-week, get in shape, smash it up, live frugally to achieve your goals regime. There is nothing inherently wrong with that. It's the same as in 12 weeks' time I've got an exam, I'm going to get my head down and I'm not going out on Friday and Saturday night on the piss anymore because I need to study for this. 12 weeks, goal. You hit your goal. Once you've hit your physique goal, your weight loss goal, your body fat percentage goal, your muscle goal, maintaining that is significantly easier than getting there. And for these people who try to suggest, oh, it's wrong. It's wrong to do a 12-week plan. It's wrong to do a 6-week plan. Why? Why is it wrong? You peak for something, and after that, yeah, you know what? You might have been training. There's been times when I've done a photo shoot, I've trained twice a day, 4 days a week, twice a day. As opposed to right now, when I'm training 3 times a week because it's all I've got because, we're opening a new gym and, I got a lot on. Did I screw myself up by training 8 times in a week versus now training 3? No. Arguably, I made progress in that concentrated period of training time, and it allowed, I can maintain much more. I could never put it this way, the physique I have now I could not achieve with 3 times a week training. But I can maintain a significant part of the results that I've got through 3 times a week training. So, it's not bad. To get back to the question, expectation management is key. You must always be straight up and honest with your clients. But the first thing that you do with a client and with yourself when it's your own training regime, always think, what's going to work with myself. The first thing that you do, get excited. Get excited. Then everything else, get the vision. Get that vision. Work out, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Get the vision in the head. And then it's a clear goal and a clear direction, and then you're rocking.